Hello everyone, this is Julie with Craft with Julie, and today I'm going to walk you through creating the cards for my January Stamp of the Month card kit. This kit I send out for free when you order the Stamp of the Month on my website, which is juliescott.closetomyheart.com. So January Stamp of the Month is called a Looking Forward, so it's perfect for the beginning of the year, and it has all these fun stamp sets. And also this stamp has an option for thin cuts. So anything highlighted in blue, there's a thin cut available. So you can get just the stamp set, or you can get the stamp set and the thin cuts. And I highly recommend the thin cuts because look at these amazing shapes. You could use them for so many different things. So the thin cuts in January's Stamp of the Month are awesome. So when you order this stamp set, I will send you this card kit in the mail, and it will have all the supplies you need to create these 3 cards. You will just need, of course, your brand new stamp set and card bases and envelopes. You can get this stamp set for $19.95, and then I want to say, oh my goodness, I can't remember, adding the thin cuts is a little bit more. You can also get this stamp set for only $5 with a $50 purchase. Or if you are a Close to My Heart VIP customer, you can get this stamp set for free with a $50 purchase. But if you want the thin cuts, that's an additional purchase. So when you're looking at this stamp set, just make sure you choose the right option for what you want. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I brought my die cutting machine because we are going to do some die cutting. And you will also need some black ink, and I just use intense black for everything. If I'm coloring items in or not, that's what I use. And in your kit you will find each of the cards labeled. So we have card 1, card 2, and card 3. So I try to keep it so simple and easy for you to put them together. There is a picture on the front. I also include the list of the additional items I use. So if you're loving this paper, you can just look on here and say, oh, that's the mix-in paper. Or if you're loving these dots, oh, those are the blue dots. Also, I include what cardstock colors I used, what items you'll need, like adhesive, 3D foam, a black shimmer brush, and the intense black that I just mentioned. And then I do write a little bit of a description of how to put them together. And I also make this video for you. So hopefully these cards are super easy for you to create. And just a little added thank you for ordering it on my website. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let me grab my instructions and start with card number 1, which is this one right here, the beautiful New Beginnings. So let me put these to the side. So you should have in your kit, and grab card 1. You'll have 6 of these little sparkles. You'll have some white cardstock. We're going to stamp on this one and also this one. You'll have some of that mix-in paper. You can flip it over to the other side, so there's 2 options. And then another piece of black cardstock. So we are going to cut an arrow. I'll grab our thin cuts. I'm just going to pull them all out because I think, do we use them all? I can't remember. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to take the arrow and grab my die cutting machine. I personally like to cut my cardstock first and then stamp, but you could do it either way. You could stamp and then cut. So whatever is easier for you. I'm going to just run this through really quick. This is Close to My Heart's die cutting machine. If you do not have one, I highly recommend this one. I did have the Cuttlebug, I believe it was called, before this, and it broke on me and I couldn't replace it. So I got this one and I'm really happy with it. So if you're looking for one, it's a good one. All right, so we have our little arrow. I'm just going to scooch that off to the side a little bit more. We'll use it again in just a minute, but let's grab the arrow. Oh, I decided what block I wanted to use. We're going to grab the arrow stamp, and if you have a brand new stamp set, you'll want to season this guy like on your hand or stamp it a couple times just to get the manufactured dust off of it, so you get a nice image. And then I'm grab my black ink, and we're just going to stamp this guy and line it up. I love that Close to My Heart has acrylic, so I can line it up super easy and see what I'm stamping. Okay, and then we need to stamp our sentiment, which is Beautiful New Beginnings. And you can use that for a lot of different occasions, not just the beginning of the year, like if retirement or graduation, or what else could we use it for? Put it in the comments if you have some ideas of how we can use this sentiment. Okay, I'm just going to stamp that right in the center. Okay, and we are ready to put this together. So I'm just going to grab my card base. It's right here. And let me close this so I don't put my hand in it. Grab my adhesive, and we're going to attach this black kind of in the center of our card base, leaving a little white edge around. And then let's take our mix-in paper, and I'm going to lay those down just so I get an idea of where they go, and then I'll attach them. So add this one. I love the mix-in paper. I always end up getting like at least 2 packets of it from each catalog, just because patterns and the colors are so good. They are designed to match the colors in the kits that are in the idea book, or they can stand alone. So they are really a great packet to have on hand. Okay, so now we're going to add this black piece in the center, just kind of on an angle. And then our Beautiful New Beginnings. And then our arrow. Just pointing down. And then we can add our little itty bitty sparkles. So I'm just going to use a piercing tool, excuse me, to get these off. You could also use your scissors. They're just so itty bitty, it's hard to just pick them up with your fingers. And maybe it's hard to do it with a piercing tool too. There we go. And I put it where I want it, and then I slide it off. There we go. Oops. They like to run away, these little itty bitty guys. I felt like those little bursts just needed some sparkle, so we added some of these little bitty sparkles. There's also bigger ones available. I just like to have these on hand because they're clear and you can use them pretty much on any project. Okay, so that is card number 1. Let me put this to the side. Card number 2 is this one right here. I'm super excited about this one. I just love this paper, like this paper thin cut. Okay, so in your number 2, you will have 2 star dots. They're blue. They might be a different color than what I have here. I just went through all my blue dots and added some. You'll have this piece of pink, or sorry, Ballerina, a white piece of cardstock, and 2 of the mixed-in patterns. Again, you can flip them over if you want to, and then a piece of black. So these 2 we actually need to die cut. So bring that back in, and I piled everything on my mat. Okay, here we go. So the white, we're going to die cut the notebook paper. And then on the ballerina, we're going to die cut this banner. And I use the light side of the cardstock, if that's helpful. Or did I use the dark? Oh, actually I used the dark now that I look at it. So you can use either side, whatever works best for you. Okay, I'm going to run that through my machine. And then we will go ahead and stamp it. Sorry if it's jolty. Sorry. All right. We have our cute little banner and our notebook paper. It's stuck to my mat. There we go. And then I'm just going to scooch that over again. Okay, so on this one, we are going to stamp this notebook piece right here. I'm just going to make sure I get a big enough block. I have a couple just sitting here. This is probably a little too big, but we're going to use it anyway. I like to have just a box of acrylic blocks in different sizes just sitting on my desk so I can just grab them when I need them. Okay, we're going to ink up this. You can hear those thin guts. I'm going to ink this up and stamp it into the center. Just kind of press down, make sure I get all the little pieces or all of the ink off. So cute. And then we are going to stamp the Adventures banner. That should fit on this one right here. You just flip this around. There we go. Season it if it's a brand new stamp set. And stamp that right there. All right. Let's see, that didn't turn out as how I'd like it. So I'm just gonna flip it over. I'm gonna aim better this time. It's hard to stamp when I'm not right above it, but oh, do I not have an option? Maybe I don't have an option to redo it. Hold on. All right, we're just gonna use that one. Okay, so now we can get our card base. And our black cardstock. If you need some card bases, Close My Art has a value pack. There are 50 of them, and they also include envelopes. So I'm always adding a pack of card bases and envelopes to my orders, just so I have them on hand because I'm always making cards. Here is our blue pattern, and we are going to add this about a 1/2 inch over from the left-hand side. Oops, it doesn't go all the way to the top. It leaves a little bit of a white on the top and the bottom. And then our black, you could do either side on these mix-ins. Oh, I forgot to stamp looking forward. Hold on, we have one more. So this looking forward, I'm gonna just put that on my mat and then pick it up so it keeps its shape. Okay, and I did it on the second row down. Okay, so now I can add this to our card base. Just gonna add that on angle. Add Adventures across, and then we can add our little blue dots. there is card number 2. All right, the last one has a little bit of shimmer on it, so you can choose to do the shimmer or not. I just used a black shimmer brush, and let's do that part first so it can dry while we're doing the others. So for card number 3, you will have some of that gray pattern, a mink cardstock, some dots, and you'll have mink, sage, and black cardstock. And we're going to cut the scallop circle. So what we want to do first, I'm going to start with a folded card base, and I'm going to add the mink pattern paper right to the left hand side, and then this piece of mink cardstock. I'm using sorry, the light side. Going to add that right next door to the pattern paper. And then here's the fun part, we get to splatter. And I did not bring a splatter box. So I'm going to carefully do that on this scratch piece of paper. So here's a black shimmer brush. You can just take it out, the cap off of it, and you can just lightly tap to get some splatters. Normally I would use a box to keep it contained, but like I said, I think it was recycle day and all of my boxes went into the recycle can. So there you go. So we're gonna set that aside to dry for just a minute. And now we can cut out our scallops. You can actually do 2 at a time, or maybe 3. Should we try 3? Let's do that. Okay, so I'm putting them all down on my mat and running them through my die cut machine. I'm going to run them through one way and then turn it around and run it through the other way just to make sure it makes it through all 3 of those layers. Okay, now if you do not have a die cutting machine, I forgot to mention in the beginning, you can fussy cut these images. You don't have to have the thin cuts. You could stamp the scallop and then cut around it. So you do not have to have the thin cuts, but it makes it super easy if you do. Okay, so now we're going to stamp. There's their original. The best is yet to come. That would be a really nice retirement stamp or retirement card as well, or even birthday. All right. I think I'm going to use the smaller block. I like to use a block that is similar in size to the stamp. You seem to get a better image that way. So that's why I like to have a variety of block sizes. Oops, and it came off. I didn't push it enough. All right, so now we can go ahead and ink up The Best Is Yet to Come. And stamp that. Oh, this one's hard. I might have to bring it closer to me. Just going to hold that down so the ink soaks into that. Okay. All right, so now we can add all of our elements. I'm going to start with the black circle. No, actually the sage. Sage is on the very bottom. Just going to add that. Then our black. And then our mink. And then we can add our dots right here off to the side. All right, so that is card number 3. Okay, so that is all 3 of the cards that are included in my January Sample of the Month card kit. This stamp set, again, is only available during January, so if you like this set, you'll want to grab it sooner than later. You can find it on my website, juliescott.closetomyheart.com, and when you add it to your order, I will send you this project kit for free. If you enjoyed this video, I would love a thumbs up. Maybe leave me a comment letting me know if you enjoy thin cuts or fussy cutting more. And also make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.